Hello and welcome back to today's session. In the session, we will cover G6PD and pyruvate kinase deficiency related a few questions. So these are going to be really simple questions, very complicated. But as in to revise the topic, I don't think easy questions will be asked, but still, yeah. Let's get into it. So the first question here, a 24-year-old male of Mediterranean descent presents with acute fatigue and jaundice 2 days after starting Primaquine for malaria prophylaxis. Typical. Blood film analysis is most likely to reveal evidences of which cellular changes directly resulting from oxidative injury. So நமக்கு தெரியும் Heinz bodies தான் இருக்க போகுது because Primaquine is known as the oxidant drug. So antioxidant அதாவது G6PD ஓட shield வந்துட்டு இங்க work ஆகாது. So oxidative stress என்ன பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கும்னா they start to denature the hemoglobin, creating insoluble lumps called as Heinz bodies. So the bone marrow's response to the rapid destruction அதாவது hemolysis when these pass to the spleen is reticulocytes அதாவது increased immature production of RBCs, reticulocytosis. So the correct option is option C. Next question, which of the following compounds is the immediate product of G6PD catalase reaction and it's essential for maintaining the RBC's defense against ROS? So, answer வந்துட்டு nicotinamide adenine dinucleate phosphate, that is reduced NADPH. G6PD ஓட primary function என்ன to produce NADPH. So G6PD அப்படின்றது HMG shunt pathway ல வரும். இந்த enzyme act ஆகுறப்போ நமக்கு by product NADPH வரும், lot of them. So this reduced coenzyme provides the necessary reducing power to generate glutathione or active form. So glutathione inactive form la irundhu glutathione active form மாத்துறதுக்கு help பண்ணும், which is the cell's main scavenger. In the glutathione oda reduced form is the main scavenger for reactive oxygen species. So the correct answer is option B. The third question, the inheritance pattern for G6PD deficiency is X-linked recessive. What is the clinical implication of this pattern regarding the severity and the sex? Usually we could conclude recessive X-linked recessive diseases ellame they go to the male, they affect the male much more because men la vandu they only have one X chromosome, so it is ரொம்ப விசிபிளா இருக்கும், it cannot hide itself. But in case of females we have two X chromosomes and hence if one is problematic also we have the other healthy one, so they would just simply be the carrier but not affected, but they would not get affected by the disease. So இத பேஸ் பண்ணி பார்க்கறப்போ since males possess only one X chromosome, single defective G6PD genes result in deficiency being expressed in all blood cells. Females ல two chromosomes இருக்கறனால they are protected by X inactivation. இத வந்துட்டு we say Leonization. So the correct answer is males are typically more severely affected as they are hemizygous for the X chromosome. Next question. A patient with G6PD deficiency has recently recovered from an acute hemolytic episode. The blood film 4 weeks later is most likely to show which of the following cell type as a result of clinic function following the crisis. So degmacytes are the bite cells தான் நம்ம பார்க்க முடியும். Macrophages in the spleen attempt to remove these insoluble Heinz bodies that have adhered to the RBC membrane. In the process of removal of these bites, this process of removal bites a piece out of the membrane, creating a characteristic bite cell or degmacyte. Next, which statement best describes why sulfonamides and certain antimalarial drugs are contraindicted in G6PD deficiency? Because they promote nammaloda ROS, promote the formation of reactive oxygen species. Option C is the right answer. So these drugs are powerful oxidizing agents. G6PD deficient individual NADPH defense system is inadequate, allowing drug induced ROH ROS to cause widespread damage and acute hemolysis. Next, sixth question. A 3-year-old child presents with chronic non-spherocytic hemolytic anemia and sphenomegaly. So, chronic spherocytes கிடையாது. Hemolysis இருக்கு, sphenomegaly இருக்கு obviously. So genetic testing confirms for pyruvate kinase deficiency. Which chemical consequence is responsible for rigid short-lived red blood cells observed? So இதுக்கு answer வந்துட்டு PK, அதாவது pyruvate kinase catalyzes the final ATP generating step in the glycolysis. அதாவது it converts PEP to pyruvate. So it's the RBC's sole energy source. ATP deplete ஆறனால it causes the essential membrane ion pumps, அதாவது sodium potassium ATPase pump, இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய pumps இருக்கு இல்லையா, it causes all of these to fail, leading to cell dehydration, rigidity and premature destruction in the spleen. So correct answer வந்துட்டு option B. Seventh question. In a patient with PK deficiency, a laboratory test reveals significantly elevated levels of glycolysis intermediate, around 2,3 BPG. This accumulation is clinically beneficial because, it's because either option C is the right answer. It shifts the oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve to right, improving the tissue oxygen delivery. So, the block at the PK step causes the upstream metabolites to build up. If there is a block, upstream metabolites come build up. Shunting them into Rappaport-Leuenberg shunt, will increase the 2,3 BPG. In the molecule, binds the hemoglobin and lowers its affinity for oxygen, ensuring that the anemic patient's remaining RBCs can effectively unload oxygen to the tissues. So the question 8. Which of the following describes the key biochemical difference between ATP generation in PK step of glycolysis and ATP generation in ETC? So PK la vanditte substrate level phosphorylation nadakum, whereas ETC la oxidative phosphorylation nadakum. So substrate level phosphorylation it's direct transfer of phosphate from substrate to ATP. But ETC la it uses an electrochemical gradient across the mitochondrial membrane to power ATP synthase. அதாவது இந்த இடத்துல oxidative phosphorylation நடக்குது. So next question. A patient with newly diagnosed PK deficiency has a blood sample sent for analysis. இதுல வந்துட்டு எந்த type of anemia இருக்கும் சொல்லி கேக்குறாங்க. So here we could see normocytic to slightly macrocytic anemia with signs of hemolysis. எல்லா chronic anemias like P6 PK deficiency la varudhu ellame stimulate bone marrow to release large immature RBCs, அதாவது reticulocytes. இந்த இதோட presence வந்துட்டு MCV increase பண்ணும், leading to macrocytosis. Next, final question. Which of the following represents a feed-forward activator of pyruvate kinase in normal hepatocyte, signaling high upstream influx in the glycolytic pathway? இதுக்கான answer வந்துட்டு fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Because மேல இது இருக்கறனால இது வந்துட்டு fructose bisphosphatase next அதோட consecutive enzyme மாத்தோம். I think it's glyceraldehyde. I'm not so sure. I think அது வந்து next இதான் மாத்துது. So since the next thing is a more excessively available, so இதனால வந்துட்டு கீழ வர products obviously அதிகமா இருக்கும். So அதிகமான need இருக்கறனால pyruvate kinase ஓட activity அதிகமாகும். So இதுதான் வந்துட்டு the 10 questions to revise G6PD and pyruvate kinase deficiency. Next I'll get back with other questions to accelerate the process of learning.